Hi Aries, welcome back to Peaceful Oracle. This is your monthly tarot and oracle card reading for the month of October 2021. Okay, so as we're getting into this month of October, what I was seeing for you Aries was I saw an image of putting together like some kind of event within the community. I saw specifically doing something with the PTA meeting with the school, like kind of putting together some kind of event or function for the kids. Something where, the whole community or, the school kind of comes together for like, it almost kind of looked like a bake sale actually. But then also going off of I kept seeing baked goods. So I saw pies, and I also saw there's maybe some of you wanting to start like a business like that. Like maybe some of you are wanting to open up a bakery or wanting to open up, some kind of homemade type of products that you want to sell, something that has to do with like arts and crafts, something creative, artistic, something like that. It kind of feels like the month of October, you may find you have like a spark or inspiration to want to start something like a business or something like that. So the energy was really refreshing, which I really liked. And I also saw you really spending a lot of time with people in your life. Like it didn't really feel much like there was a whole lot of, and maybe it may show up in the cards here, but I saw more of just spending time with family and friends and within the community. I saw community being a really strong focus this month, like wanting to be out and be involved. Maybe you may spend some extra time volunteering, something like that. I'm seeing like this urge or push to want to really kind of go out and interact with people and to socialize. And to really just kind of follow whatever sparks your interest at the moment, Aries. So I feel like that's going to be good for you. I did see that some of you may be wanting to do that to kind of distract yourself from other things that may be going on in your life. Maybe there's some tricky people or some kind of intrusive or distracting energies around you. And so I feel like Aries, you're kind of channeling that energy, the frustration or the discomfort of some other things that are going on around you into kind of spending time with community, with family, and kind of surrounding yourself with the support of loved ones or people who you feel really matter to you in your life. So okay, so we have the Three of Wands here. I really like this because this kind of oh, wow, okay. What do we got here? No? Okay, we'll reshuffle that. So the Three of Wands here is a card of putting yourself out there, really. That's how I always see it, at least. I always see it as a card of, working on something or developing something and then kind of, oh, love this. Okay, Three of Pentacles. So here we go. So it's like, putting yourself out there, kind of developing something and then seeing where it can go from here, what the potential is based off of what you have built so far. So it's kind of like weighing out your options. It's about, just kind of putting something out there and seeing what comes out of it. And I love how the Three of Pentacles is crossing the Three of Wands, because the Three of Pentacles is all about being noticed. It's all about having some kind of attention on you. So, and I love that because I was picking up on some of you maybe starting a business or putting out a product. And I feel like, there's something with that. That you may find. So I'm seeing, like, for example, going back to the pies that I saw, some of you have like a booth or, you're doing like a farmer's market. I did see something related to fall time. So maybe it's like a fall themed, autumn themed, event or community event within the neighborhood or in the city or town. And maybe you have a booth or a spot there and you're selling your pies, and you may find that a lot of people really love your product and they start signing up or they ask for your website and they want to place in some orders, especially for the holidays. I mean, as the holidays roll around, that may be a really good auspicious time to get your name out there and put yourself out there so you have some really good success within the next few months here. So I really did see that. Oh, really beautiful. Okay, and then we have the Ace of Cups. So this is the new beginnings of new relationships, new partnerships. But then I was also kind of feeling mostly with the Ace of Cups that I think that this is just a new beginning in terms of your happiness, Aries. I feel like there might be something new, perhaps this new business. It could also be other things, but it's whatever it is, it brings about a new experience of feeling fulfilled and feeling happy and joy. I think that this is also a sign I'm hearing that there is a lot of potential for joy and happiness and contentment within, if some of you are starting like a new project or putting something out there, or even there, I'm also seeing that for those of you who work for another company or another business, something like that, that there could be something where you're noticed for some kind of skill or trade or talent that you have for something. And it may give you some opportunities to be able to do it more. And I think that whatever line you are in with your work, there is this possibility or potential for a lot of happiness and joy. So that's really nice to see, especially when it comes to work, to be able to, not just be acknowledged and get good feedback, but to also feel happy and joyful as you're doing your work and your job. So this is really positive. I like the energy that's coming in for you, Aries, for the month of October. Okay, so in your past position, we have the Ace of Swords, which is clarity and finding a new perspective on a situation. And then we also have the King of Swords here as well. And so these are in your past positions. I will pull clarifying cards, of course, for all of these cards. But so far, what I'm kind of picking up on is, the Ace of Swords could also just be an idea. It's a new idea and you've been inspired and that there's something that you want to put forward into that. I really like the King of Swords here, kind of going off of the Ace of Swords, because the King of Swords is, someone who is very good at planning, organizing, and someone who uses their intellect and their wisdom to create their reality. So that is where most of their energy is coming from. That's where their focus is. The King of Swords is excellent at using his intellectual skills. What he knows, he's good at really deducing a solution to a problem through what he knows, and also being very good at not allowing his emotions to sway his choices or his decisions. So very practical and very realistic. I love the Page of Wands here. So this is, this is actually like the perfect, I feel, is a perfect card for those who want to start a new business, because it's the budding of a new idea. It's you come across something that really inspires you, or it, creates this spark of energy within you and you really want to put that out there. So I really love how the Page of Wands came out. And I was hoping that the Page of Wands would come out for you, actually, because as I was shuffling your cards and kind of tuning into your energy, the Page of Wands fell out 2-3 times. And I debated whether I should just leave the card out there. But then I told myself if it falls out one more time, it's definitely a sign. So there you go. It's Page of Wands. And I think that is a really strong energy, and that's coming in for your future, Aries, that there's going to be more and more ideas. And I'm really starting to see that if those of you who are starting a new business, this is like the energy feels really good. So keep going with it. Whatever ideas you have, even if you don't really have like, a 10-year projection of how things are going to go. It kind of feels like you're going to have that spark and just kind of take it as it comes, just as you lay that brick, you'll kind of figure out what to do next and what to do next and what to do next. I am hearing from the Page of Swords, the King of Swords, I'm sorry, the King of Swords here, that if you do really feel like there is this progression in your business, I am hearing from the King of Swords to make sure that you do kind of put some kind of planning into place. If you kind of see the success, or you're feeling like I could go somewhere with this idea or something new, then I'm hearing from the King of Swords to if you haven't already, to make sure that you incorporate some kind of solid business plan or something to just to kind of help you. You don't have to obsess about it. You don't have to be super, super strict on having it perfect, but just kind of have some kind of projection or some kind of plan or brainstorming ideas is what I'm hearing from the King of Swords. That will be really helpful for you going forward, and it will help you from encountering any kind of setbacks, or, I mean, that will always happen when it comes to anything new or different that we're starting out on as we're learning the ropes. And I'm hearing for some of you, you may actually already have experience with business, I'm hearing, because King of Swords is also someone who has a lot of experience, someone who's come from quite a bit of experience in the work field and have done this before, and they know the ins and outs of that kind of thing. So, just apply those skills and take what you know from the past or what you've learned from the past and apply it to this new thing. It kind of really feels like there's this new thing that's churning for you, Aries, here. Oh, I love that. And then we have the Queen of Swords and your present emotions. So the Queen of Swords also, again, is someone who is very good at using her wisdom, her intellect. She's a very wise woman, and is very good, I'm hearing, very good at being aware of who is ingenuine and who is genuine. So it's very good at people skills and knowing who to trust and who not to trust. It's someone who has been through quite a bit of life and life experiences. So I always say that the Queen of Swords is someone who does not walk around life with rose-colored glasses on. She is not naive. She is very tuned in to how the world works, how things work. And she knows where to put her energy and where to not put her energy. So I feel like that's going to be very important for you to, I feel like that's kind of the space that you're in, Aries, you're very methodical and being very diligent about making sure all your ducks in a row. There's something that you're planning, something that you're creating, and you're being very good at making sure that you're prepared for the future and that you have everything you need in order for you to succeed going forward. But what I also really love, though, at the same time, is in your environmental sphere, we have the Nine of Cups, which kind of also brings me back to the Ace of Cups up here. There feels like there's this really emotional contentment and happiness within you, Aries. There's something that you found that you're doing that you really, really love. And I'm also feeling like you're going to get a lot of feedback from the outside world. Like, you're going to see that people really love what you're doing or love your product or really resonate with what you're, even if it's something in terms of like communicating a message, like if you're a writer, a poet, or something creative that you're trying to create. I feel like the feedback or how people are seeing you is going to be very, very positive. And it feels like people are going to be asking for more. And it's going to happen quickly. I feel like there's something that's going to happen fast. It's going to be fast moving energy, which is perfect for you, Aries. I think you like to get things like the ball rolling pretty quickly. So, okay, so let's see your hopes, dreams, and desires. Ooh, okay. Hopes, dreams, and desires. We have the Devil card here. Interesting. The first word I heard with the Devil card is maybe okay, I'm hearing kind of like, being able to balance work life and your personal life. So, it's like, it's wonderful to dream and to want things. And I'm just hearing kind of just to have a balance between, obsessing about, being successful or kind of working yourself into the ground in order to create something or in order to make something happen. I'm also hearing the word self-sabotage. So overcoming the self-sabotage tendencies, like starting something and then getting burned out really quickly and giving up on it. So kind of keeping that in balance. Balance is going to be really important for you. And then at the final outcome here, we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is personally one of my favorite cards in the tarot deck. I love the Ace of Pentacles, and I also love that in the final outcome, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and then the kind of overarching energy for the reading is the Ace of Cups. So we have such massive potential for so much abundance and happiness for you, Aries, and whatever it is that you're doing. I kind of feel like there is, and then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Cups, which is partnerships. It's an opportunity for joining together and to finding like-minded people is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that you might really encounter, as you're on this new path of what you're trying to create, is you may really encounter like networking and partnerships with people that can really help you move you forward. I'm really seeing like really strong emotional bonds as well, like people that you really vibe with really, really well, almost like a soul tribe. And the Ace of Pentacles is this massive potential for success. It is a very auspicious card. It's a sign of, it's a good luck card. You know, there's like luck is on your side. That's why I like it so much, especially when we're starting out with like a new business idea or a new career, possibly also new relationships. But Pentacle cards is usually a suit of, you know, regarding material and abundance and finances and career, that kind of thing. But it could also be, some of you are kind of seeing how this could apply in your relationship. It could also be that there's potential there for stability within a relationship, or that, you know, that both partners are well equipped to handle their realities in the day-to-day kind of financial obligations of life. So you could also take it in that way. But I'm kind of seeing that this is more about work and business here. So for those of you who are starting a business, this is a really, really positive sign, and I think you should definitely go for it. I'm hearing like this is go time. Okay, so let's clarify these cards here for the Three of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. What does Aries need to know in the month of October for Three of Wands and Three of Pentacles? Oh, Wheel of Fortune. So it's almost like what I'm hearing is you're taking matters into your own hands. You are ready to create something really beautiful for yourself is what I'm seeing. There's something about Aries, about you this month, where you're kind of taking charge. You're really motivated and inspired by something, and you're really taking initiative into creating what you want for yourself. You're taking this leadership role of your own life, and you're very good at being very clear about what it is that you're wanting, about what it is that you're wanting to manifest. So let's see what the Ace of Cups has to say. What does Aries need to know about the Ace of Cups? Oh, how beautiful. Six of Wands is a card of a victory, but it's also the card of being in the spotlight almost. It's kind of like people noticing you, people watching you, people really resonating with you. This is something about, you know, kind of offering or expressing yourself in a way where people really feel drawn to you. And it's kind of like, as you can see, she's holding this flower up in front of this hummingbird, and she's kind of navigating, you know, who she attracts to her. You know, she knows, it's almost like she knows what something needs. And so she's able to offer it in a way that is very in line with her authenticity and what she can offer other people. So this is a really beautiful card. This is definitely being noticed. This is definitely having connections with people, and connecting with community, which I really kept hearing the word community as I was tuning into your energy, Aries. So, okay. And really wonderful new ideas. So really pay attention to some of the ideas that are going to come up for you. I kind of feel like, Aries, you're going to have a lot of ideas pouring through you. So, and it may even be at times where you're just like washing dishes or in the shower or doing something else mundane. And so what I'm hearing is maybe it would be a good idea to kind of like keep like a little notepad, or even like the notes in your iPhone or something like that app. Then kind of just like jot down whatever comes to your mind. Now, every idea may not have, you know, like a potential for it, but I'm hearing like it'll be really good for just to write everything down, whatever comes to you. Even if it doesn't make any sense, or even if it doesn't really you know, kind of amount to anything, it's good to just kind of get the ideas out there, and that way you can kind of sort through them later on. So in the past card, where we have the Ace of Swords, we have the Hermit card clarifying it. Now, what this tells me is that you might have spent some time really thinking about how you want to move forward from here. So I feel like there was some shifting and some changes that you felt like you needed to make in your life. There could have also been just you had some new ideas and, you know, you wanted to take some time out and to go within and to figure out how to best do this. But what I'm kind of sensing is that Aries, you might have taken some time to kind of work on yourself in the past and kind of find some clarity about what you want to do and who you want to be, or what kind of relationships you want to be in. Like, what are your priorities? What are you willing to tolerate in your life? So, and I really feel like doing that, giving yourself that space to kind of go back to the drawing board and to and to figure out where you want to go from here has really served you well. I kind of feel like you've had that clarity now, and you've got some good ideas, and you were able to kind of cut through some of the clutter of some things that might have been taking up space. You know, you might have been working through some memories from the past, or some relationships you needed to cut out. So there was some kind of soul searching that you needed to do in order to get to where you are at this moment. So with the King of Swords and the Six of Pentacles, I really feel like this kind of feels like there's some networking that that you might have had to do, or that may be coming in for you as well. I feel like connections with others is going to be very prominent for you. There's a lot of characters in your life right now, Aries, and they're all going to play a really important part in how things progress going forward. Like this is not like a solo thing I'm seeing. I'm seeing that there is going to be a lot of teamwork and community building here for you. What I'm also seeing though, however, is make sure you keep a balance between how much other people kind of contribute to what you're creating. So you don't want them to overpower, or you don't want them to take over on your plans, or what I'm hearing is be discerning. And I really love that the King of Swords is there. It's like, be discerning about how much power you're giving other people, or how much you are allowing other people to contribute like ideas. Like, it's okay to let people kind of, you know, give their 2 cents kind of thing. But I'm really being drawn to this energy of allowing, you know, make sure that you stay in control of the whole thing, especially if it's yours. You know, it's like keeping that in balance and keeping that in check is what I'm seeing. Or that might be a concern for you. That might be something that's really important for you, because maybe that's something you have experience with in the past, that, you know, you start something and then everyone starts to have their opinions about it, or everyone, you know, it's like, for example, if we went back to the woman making pies, or male making pies at the stand, it's like, you know, you're starting this beautiful new thing and it's great. And then you kind of have some people telling you, well, you should do it like this. And have you thought about doing it like that? And you should make a logo that looks like this, or, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm not sure what happened with my throat there. But yeah, it's kind of like allowing yourself to make sure that your voice is heard. And I think that that's why my throat just kind of like, just got kind of stifled there a little bit. So make sure that your voice is being communicated and people are not kind of shutting your voice down, or your voice is not being lost in all of the opinions of what other people want you to do. So yeah. Okay. Page of Wands. What do we need to know about the Page of Wands here? What does Aries... Oh, Knight of Swords. Interesting. Very beautiful. Okay. So Knight of Swords and Page of Wands here is, you know, charging full on ahead with an idea. So Page of Wands is a creative spark. You know, it's being able to have an idea and to experiment with different kinds of things. And you have it clarifying the Knight of Swords, which is someone who kind of charges full on ahead with an idea. So it's kind of, you know, not really sitting on the fence about it too much, or not even sitting in the planning stages too much. I'm kind of feeling like you really want to just charge full on ahead in the month of October. And let me pick one more and see if that is a really good idea. I did kind of feel like this is a good energy for that, but let me just pick one more for that to see if kind of charging full on ahead with a creative idea is going to really be good for you, Aries. Let's see what we have for that. Let me just confirm. Does Aries need to know about the Knight of Swords and the Page of Wands? Queen of Cups. Interesting. Okay, listening to your intuition is what I'm hearing. Listening to your intuition. So you're just gonna, I kind of feel like it's a good idea. I feel like it's gonna be something where you're really just listening to your intuition and your intuitive messages, like these sparks of inspiration that are coming from within you. And I really feel like that's what you're trusting, and you're gonna just go full on ahead there. So I like that. I think that's a good idea. I'm not seeing any kind of roadblocks or anything negative about you needing to kind of pull on the reins a little bit. I'm not seeing that. I really kind of feel like this month is go time for you. So whatever inspiration or ideas you really want to put out there, this is a good time for that. Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords here. What do we need to know about the Queen of Swords? Oh, Eight of Swords. Okay. So I'm hearing here in getting out of the past is what I heard. So Aries, there might have been some kind of disappointment from the past, Eight of Swords, where it may be something that's making you feel a little bit stuck, making you feel a little bit like maybe you might end up doubting yourself. I did pick up on self-sabotage a little bit. So it's kind of like, can I really do this? And especially if this is like something that you've done before, it's like, is this going to fail again? Or I'm not really sure. Just kind of feeling stuck in the fear, and not really being able to see the possibilities for yourself. So Aries, what I'm hearing with the Queen of Swords, what she's telling me is to don't allow the emotional experiences from the past. Oh my God, I'm going to get emotional. I'm sorry. Don't let the emotional experiences from the past, like the disappointments or the feeling of failure, or even what I'm also hearing is like people kind of telling you can't do something, or like you're not going to be successful at it, or like them not believing in you. Don't let that cage you into what is possible for you. Because what I'm seeing is that there's a really good potential to create something very successful for yourself, especially with the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups up here. There's some really beautiful success cards here. And I feel as though there could be a little bit of this self-doubting energy where you may feel like something is too much, or it may trigger. What I'm hearing is like this thing may kind of trigger some kind of energy of maybe an insecurity, or like an energy of, I'm not sure if I can do this or not. But what I'm hearing from the Queen of Swords is to focus on what is possible for you, and to focus on going forward and moving forward, and not kind of staying in the past is what I'm hearing. I think it's really good to always kind of work through some of those things. So perhaps, as I will never say to just kind of ignore whatever's coming up for you, but what I am kind of hearing is don't let it overshadow or overtake these really beautiful opportunities that are coming in for you. Like, don't allow that to sabotage this beautiful new beginning. And sometimes what I'm hearing is that there may be some moments when you're in like a pinch, to kind of set the emotional part to the side, whatever is emotionally triggering you to the side, and just kind of push forward and kind of take on more of an executive business mindset, and just kind of get it done so it can help, because like you'll thank yourself later for it. And then as you have time to rest, like for example, what I'm seeing is, I'm just going to keep using the same example because that's what they just keep showing me. And it doesn't have to apply literally, but you can just use it as an analogy. If you're someone who doesn't bake pies. So for example, it's like if someone told you a long time ago that you're not a good baker or something like that, but then now you're making pies, and you're at this event and you have to sell it, and you have to kind of have this enthusiasm and kind of put yourself out there. But then you may be kind of like feeling these old residual memories of people telling you that you can't bake and you're not good at this. It's kind of like in that moment, it's good to kind of set that emotional part to the side and look at that later when you're home and you want to work on some things. But in that moment, it's like I'm seeing like become the Queen of Swords, become this person that is a lot more just kind of has really good business acumen and just is focused on the selling part, and like cut yourself off from those shackles that bind. I'm being strongly, and I've actually never been really drawn to this aspect of the Queen of Swords before, but they're really bringing my attention to, if you can see, she it looks like she's wearing a bracelet with something like a tassel. That's not a bracelet with a tassel. That is actually her. It's like her hands were bound, were binded together with rope. And it's hard to see it on the other hand, but it's there as well on her other hand. So, and with her own sword, she cuts herself free. She cuts herself loose. So that's kind of what I'm seeing is like freeing yourself from something that's like caging you in, some kind of self-limiting belief or something you've taken on, and to not let that affect how you don't bring that into your workspace, because that could really sabotage the beautiful things that you have to offer. It's an illusion, but it can sometimes, the experience could be so strong, or it can have such a strong hold on you that it could really, sabotage any kind of movement forward. So I think it's also really important, if you do have that, to take a look at it and to maybe even ask another person to kind of help you through that, to help you kind of navigate those waters so you can learn to kind of put down or heal from some of those wounds. But at the same time, don't give up on yourself is what I'm hearing. Like, don't let people convince you that you can't do something, because you can, and you have such beautiful potential here. Okay. In your environmental sphere, we have the 9 of Cups. So this is, really going full on ahead and feeling really happy with what's coming up for you, feeling fulfilled, feeling content, feeling like you can celebrate yourself, which is, so beautiful. King of Swords. There's really something strongly that you're doing here, that you're weaving into your life. I mean, if you kind of see this, she has full control and power over her life. This is about taking back control is also what I'm hearing. Okay, so I'm seeing that maybe for some of you, there might have been people in your life or situations in your life that have really kind of made you feel powerless, that have made you feel like you don't have control over your life. And what I'm seeing is that there's this thing that you're creating for yourself that is establishing like this beautiful control and empowerment in your life. And by having that, what I'm seeing is that you are kind of returning all these things that you have lost or you felt like you lost. And they're just coming right back in. They're trickling back in because you are calling it back in, and you're working so hard in recreating your stability, your grounding, your connection with yourself and your life. So this is a very empowering reading. This is really beautiful. I love this. I'm so proud of you, Aries, for whatever it is that you're doing. This is really nice. Okay. The Devil card. What do we need to know about the Devil here? The Devil is often sometimes, comes up as our addictions. It comes up as our attachments, toxic attachments. Okay, the Devil, 5 of Wands. All right. So 5 of Wands often is the card of sometimes competition. It's the card of like quarreling, like a fight between another person. It's like a battle card. And sometimes the battle is toxic. Sometimes it's like all in good fun. Sometimes just depending on the situation. What I'm hearing with the 5 of Wands is don't compare yourself to anybody. I kind of feel like that might be something that tends to hinder you. If some of you may have a tendency to compare, we all compare, when none of us are, I don't think, are above that. But I think that in this specific situation, don't focus so much. Try your best not to focus so much on other people. Don't focus on how you compare. Don't focus on how you match up to another person. You are you. And you are doing 100% of what you know how to do. And for yourself, let that be enough. Because when we let that be enough, you actually get much farther along in your business or whatever project it is that you're creating, because it feeds your empowerment, right? And then when we have that empowering expression or empowering energy within us, it gives us more energy for the next day. And it gives us more energy to put something else out. when we start comparing ourselves and start looking at what someone has or how good they are at something and we're not good, it really, over time, it really does start to deplete your energy. It's a disempowering thing that we do to ourselves. So it's a form of self-sabotage. So it's, don't compare yourself to another person. There is something to be said for kind of, if there's someone who has been at a certain type of thing for longer than you have and you're kind of looking at them as inspiration, that's a different thing. But if there is something here where you're kind of comparing and kind of bringing yourself down or putting yourself down by looking at another person, that is something that needs to be kind of tempered a bit here, because that could really hinder the beautiful work that you're doing. Let me pick one more here and see what else Spirit has to say about the Devil and Five of Wands. What does Aries need to know about the Devil and the Five of Wands? King of Cups. Yeah. Okay. So again, with the King of Cups, this is kind of like this is an energy of having like a deep understanding of people and yourself. King of Cups comes in with a lot of emotional maturity, and knowing where, like, what energy is wasted and what would be better served as useful for you to kind of grow, right? Like for example, if you're going back to comparing ourselves to another person, that would be not a wise use of our energy. It's not going to get you anywhere and it's not going to push you forward. So, and the King of Cups knows that, the King of Cups knows that what I'm doing really has nothing to do with anybody else. It does not affect them and it does not affect me in any way. So it's kind of like, it's about knowing where to put our energy and how to have full control over our emotions in order to overcome this kind of self-sabotaging, almost addicting kind of habit. I mean, the Devil is also about addictions. So it's kind of like knowing to not to allow ourselves to give into that energy. So it's being able to have the compassion to ourselves and being kind to ourselves, talking to ourselves with compassion, and also having a good camaraderie with other people. So instead of kind of having more of a competitive nature towards others, you can also approach it in a more sweet and compassionate way where you wish your teammates good luck instead of, I hope they fail or whatever, that kind of thing. So it's almost also an attitude adjustment or your perspective adjustment and, tempering more of this competitive nature and kind of coming into it more with this, hey, let's all do this together and wish each other the best and wish each other the best of luck, that kind of thing. And when we do that, we actually attract more abundance to ourselves. Things grow when we, even for ourselves and for other people, when we wish others well, and we wish ourselves well. That's how we generate that positive energy towards ourselves. It's not in putting other people down. So that's going to be something that may help, and vice versa. If you kind of feel like there's someone else doing that to you and it's not you that's doing that, same thing, it's kind of like just wishing them the best of luck, even if they're putting that negative energy towards you. You don't have to, converse with them or, interact with them. You can just kind of wish them well and then kind of put up a shield to those kinds of people because we don't need that kind of energy around here. So, okay. So I hope that was helpful there. Let's see here, the Ace of Pentacles. What do we need to know about the Ace of Pentacles for Aries in the month of October? I'm seeing that the Ace of Pentacles, Aries, you may find someone that really wants to invest in you, and maybe want to really work with you. Or to, kind of maybe like an angel investor is what I'm hearing. Someone that really sees potential in you. And oh my goodness. Okay. We have the Empress. Beautiful. Okay. So very fertile energy, very abundant energy. So things really coming into fruition. And then you're protected. There really is, I really am sensing that there's some kind of energy that wants to come in and help you. There is people kind of noticing you and seeing something unique unique or different that you have to offer, and really feeling like I want to invest in this because I see potential for it in the future. So this is a really, really positive sign. This is beautiful. So if you encounter that, kind of really, consider it, or kind of play around with it. Don't reject it, or, I really kind of feel like this is a really good energy here. Oh, and we have the Magician at the bottom of your deck. So the Magician card is being able to create and manifest. This is the ultimate manifestation kind of card. It's also being able to know how things work. The Magician often has all the elements at her or his fingertips. They have the wands, the pentacles, everything. It includes all of it. And what it is that the Magician knows how to create what it wants to create out of using the mastery of all of these elements. So this is all about creation, and this is all about being able to manifest the life that you want. So you're in a beautiful manifestation here, Aries. This is something really beautiful being created, and you're creating it for yourself. You're doing it for yourself, and I can see that. So this is a really good positive energy here for you, Aries. Okay, so let's see your guidance cards here. What does Aries need to know for the month of October? What is Aries' guidance card for the month of October 2021? Oh my gosh. How gorgeous is that? Abundance. And I love how it's a very autumnal, like this a whole picture has autumn written all over it. This is so beautiful. Oh my goodness. So yeah, get ready for some major abundance, Aries. There's something really, really beautiful coming in for you, just like this inflow of abundance. I'm also hearing that this is something that some of you have actually been working on for quite some time. So if this is like a long project, like a long thing that has been there for a while, I'm kind of seeing that this is going to be a month where rewards really start coming in, and you start getting noticed, and there's something opening up for you. Some kind of blockage or hindrance is kind of being removed, and there's something being really offered to you from the universe. That's so beautiful. I love that. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck, the abundance cards, because it's just so gorgeous. But yeah, very strong abundance cards. We have the abundance card. We have the Empress. We have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups. We have the Six of Wands is a beautiful victory card as well. With the Wheel of Fortune, where things are turning in your favor. We have just such really beautiful energies here. Really, really gorgeous. And I think whatever intrusive extra energies here, I'm not seeing that they're going to play a huge role in your life. I see that there's more good than there is intrusive or some of those more hindering energies. I kind of feel like it's just more things that may happen internally within you, that you may find that you have to kind of confront or deal with as they kind of come up for you. So there may be just some things that where, you get a spark of success and it triggers kind of like an insecurity or this feeling of what if I lose it, or what if, kind of spinning out the worst case scenario type thing. So I think that is something that you might have to kind of just keep an eye on, but it doesn't really feel like it's going to play too much of a role this month. Okay, what is Aries challenge card for the month of October? What will Aries be challenged with for the month of October? Okay, we have quite a few cards here. Okay, forgiveness, going forward, and power. Okay, and these are I really don't want to cover up the abundance card. I'm going to put this up here because I just love that card. Okay, so we have power, forgiveness, and going forward. I really kind of feel like you know, again, it may just be kind of allowing yourself to step into that place of power. Or it could also be kind of needing to temper the power a bit, you know, so you may be so excited and going forward that it may be something that, you know, you kind of need to, you know, just keep in balance, you know, so you don't miss something. But I'm actually kind of feeling that there's more of an invitation to reclaim your power. That's what I'm really kind of feeling. And I really felt that with the Nine of Cups and the King of Swords when we were talking about that earlier, where, you know, there might have been something from your past that might have disempowered you. And so now as things are kind of shifting and turning for you again, might be a need, it may trigger like this experience of kind of revisiting some of those things to let them go so you can move forward, to forgive so you can move forward, so you can drop the weight, you can drop the burden, so you can move forward and you can reclaim your power, whatever it is you felt like you lost, kind of reclaiming that empowerment within you, Aries. Okay, what is Aries joy for the month of October? What can Aries look forward to? What is Aries joy card? Okay. Stand still. Interesting. Interesting that this is in your, what you can look forward to in the month of October. I really kind of feel like with the standstill, it's almost like being able to enjoy. I really feel like you may really be like in the moment, you know, like you're really enjoying all the things that are happening for you. And you're not really needing to try too hard. I feel like you've done the work, you know, it's almost like you've done the work. And this month is going to be more about just allowing yourself to receive all the beautiful things that will come from the work that you've done and the work that you've put out there. Let me pick out one more. What else can Aries look forward to in the month of October? Opportunity. Wow. Lots of good opportunities. And I feel like I've kind of stressed that a lot this month. So there's some really good opportunities coming in. And I'm really seeing that there's like, you know, some kind of partnership or someone offering something. Again, with the Two of Cups too, it's like a partnership. And again, I saw like angel investors. So really good opportunities for, you know, people just noticing you and believing in you and wanting to offer you their help. And I think that's really, really awesome. There's something strong about working with others that will really help you move forward. Okay, now this deck is just an extra oracle card, but I thought they were cute, so I decided to include them in these monthly readings. Okay, what is Aries' card for October 2021? Voyage, interesting. Okay, so I am safe and loved no matter where I am. So there might be something where you're traveling. But I also kind of feel like you're actually, I feel that this is actually more on an energetic level. Like the voyage is more about you shifting out of one timeline and into another. And I kind of feel like, and they're bringing me back to the attention of the Wheel of Fortune, where things are changing and shifting for you. You're kind of going into a new paradigm for your life, and things like the trajectory is going to be different. So the challenges and the obstacles that you faced in a previous timeline, it's going to be different. You know, the atmosphere is different. The climate's different. It's going to be different things to experience. And it's like, cause you learned a lot of the lessons that you needed to learn. You don't need to learn them again, is what I'm hearing. So there's like this new life that's opening up for you, and you're kind of pushing through that portal and you're just sailing on through. There's an opening up for you, Aries, which is really, really good. Okay, so one more card here, and it's your power animal. So What is Aries power animal for the month of October 2021? But I do see you going into this month with a lot of confidence. I think that clearing your throat chakra is going to be really good. I think that if you can listen to those like sound frequencies, just like even for a few minutes in the morning or something, that will really help. Or do some vocal exercises just to, you don't have to be a singer to open up your throat chakra, just to kind of do some clearing of the throat energy. That way, as you're working with other people and putting yourself out there and kind of really kind of presenting yourself is what I'm seeing is it's going to come out a lot smoother and with a lot more confidence. And clearing your throat chakra also helps you to clear the energy between the heart and the rest of the energy centers, especially like the third eye and the crown. So sometimes if our throat chakra is blocked, we can really live up in the head. There's like this mind chatter that starts to happen. So clearing that space will really help the energy to flow a lot better. And you'll also find that you can create a lot easier and ideas. There's just like this really beautiful flow of ideas coming in and then being able to put them out. So there's nothing being blocked. So I'm really hearing that the throat chakra is going to be really important for you this month, Aries. Okay, what is Aries power animal for the month of October 2021? Wow. Starfish spirit, open to infinite possibility. How beautiful. And look how colorful that starfish is. And this is I almost kind of am sensing a similar energy to the standstill card here, where it's almost like it's not like forward movement in the sense of like you're really physically going places. It almost kind of feels like there's a lot just developing in your life and you're standing still. Like you're just there putting yourself out there and presenting what you have. And there's like all these opportunities coming your way. And there's like all of this different stuff shifting or people kind of leaving, some older people leaving and some newer people coming in. So that's what it kind of feels like. There's like this massive shift and you're like right in the center of it, just kind of watching it all happen. Like almost like I'm seeing like the starfish just laying flat at the bottom of the seafloor and just like the water and everything is moving around it, but the starfish is just completely still and just basking in the sun. So that's kind of what I'm seeing you being, Aries. Like you're just there and you're just allowing everything to come to you. So receiving is going to be really important, allowing yourself to receive and allowing yourself to just open up and, present yourself with everything that you have to offer and just watch as, people are drawn to you and opportunities comes towards you. So this is a really nice, good month for you, Aries. I really love this. I'm going to read the message for the starfish spirit is what I'm hearing to do. So let me read that for you real quick here. Okay, starfish spirit open to infinite possibility. Stretched out on the beach, the starfish opens fully to the rays of the sun, to the power of potential. As you look out toward the horizon, do you open up to infinite possibilities? Spirit is the source of opportunities beyond your wildest imagination and ensures endless possibilities are available. At this time, starfish spirit urges you to stretch past the limits of your everyday perception and comfort zone to dream of bigger things and imagine with even greater hope and faith, for miraculous potential is shining down on you. Feel it, bask in it, and open yourself to be filled with inspiration. This is a very fortunate sign that starfish spirit has come to remind you of your infinite potential. I love that. Yeah. Okay. And actually, this is a protection message here. And I kind of feel like this also applies. I'm going to read that as well. When cynicism says no, starfish spirit says yes 1,000 times over. Are you willing to entertain new possibilities? Are you limiting your goals in order to be realistic and cutting yourself off from the power of dreaming big? Let go of your rigid beliefs about what is possible for you and let starfish spirit inspire you to open your heart and your eyes to what spirit has available to you. Now is a time to stretch beyond the familiar and unfurl yourself, for you are meant for more than you are imagining for yourself. Spirit wants the best for you and will support you in achieving whatever intention you hold dear. Really, really nice. I love that. So dream big, Aries. This is a good time to do that because it definitely feels like there's so much opening up for you. So wonderful month ahead. I loved doing this reading for you. This was so fun. And I hope you have a wonderful October. Best of luck, Aries, and I will see you for November. Bye, Aries.